Well, welcome into the Mark Humboldt Show. Back in town. The Knights have ridden back into town to start district play tonight. Going to be a great game against those Midway Panthers. But before we get there, got to talk about that non-district that brought you up to this point. You know, you break it down 3 seasons, non-district, district, and then the playoffs. We're starting district tonight. Of course, let's go back and look at your previous 4 games in that barn burner at Midlothian last week. My gosh, buddy.
Yeah. Non-district, we ended up 2-2. Really tough non-district and designed that way to get us ready for district play. And so we've battled some things. We've learned some valuable lessons. But the thing that we come out, going into district play is that we've got an outstanding football team. We've done some really great things, offense, defense, and special teams. And so now putting it together and being consistent so we can play consistently in District 12 6A is the key. And so super proud of our kids. It's never an effort deal. It's never a toughness deal. We've learned some things, game situation-wise that will benefit us going into district play. And the fact of the matter now is everyone is 0-0, back to 0-0, and these are the games that count into earning the playoffs and getting on track for a District 12 6A district championship.
Now, as your offense and your defense, are they? You ask the coach, are you where you want to be yet?
No, you're never where you want to be, but we are steadily improving on both sides of the ball. Super pleased of offensively how we've been able to be balanced and be effective in both. We've had some untimely turnovers that we've learned from. We pride ourselves on protecting the football and valuing the football, so any game that we can have no turnovers in, that's a success for us. Defensively, we've played really well with the exception of the anomaly that took place at Midlothian, but credit to them. They've got great coaches, they've got a great scheme, and if you're not 100% dialed in and playing assignment football, they get you. And they got us a couple times on some explosive runs that ended up costing us. And so, but our kids are playing hard. You take that game out, and they've done a phenomenal job against really tough competition. And so I think that's going to serve us well. And special teams, I've been pleased. We've been able to execute and able to do some things special teams wise we've not been able to do in the past. Oakley Goings is doing a great job punting and kicking for us. And all our guys that contribute, that are offensive and defensive starters on our special teams. So we are steadily trending up. I'm pleased where we're at, but that's the key. Teams that get into the playoffs, teams that win championships are getting better every week, and that's our goal, is to be better this week than we were last week.
Yep, and the numbers show it. Numbers show it. And your son is having a great year so far?
Yeah, Hudson's playing well, but he's blessed to be surrounded by really good players. Offensive line's playing well, led by Fernando Rodriguez and Landon Rangel. Our receiving core with Chris Nobles, Kai McMillan, TJ Johnson playing really well. And, we probably have a duo that might, be the best in the district together with C2 Evans and Caden Butler. So, it's a blessing. The onus and moving the football is not all on his shoulders.
Yeah. Very talented guys around him, and they have some experience too. But really having a great year as a sophomore, and I'm amazed watching him play, and got to watch you play, and it's very similar. In fact, let's go back to 1990, 91, 92, 93, right in that area.
Let's do it.
Colleen and Temple were big rivalries.
Oh, yeah.
And take us back to your favorite memory of that Colleen-Temple rivalry, buddy.
There's all of it, the state championship year in 91, they beat us, and then we went on to win the state championship. In 92, my first year as the starter, they were the number 1 team in the state, and we beat them at Leo Buckley 14-7. Their only loss, they'll never admit to it. I think they've omitted that from their records and their shirts and their trophies. And they went on to win the state championship that year. And then my senior year, we both end up meeting in the quarterfinals. And so, the last 8 teams in the state right there battling to go to the semifinals. We played at Floyd Casey in front of 30,000 people. And they end up getting the better of us. And so unbelievable programs, unbelievable tradition. And, that tradition would continue on. just being here and playing here, and then people from Temple don't like people from Killeen, and people from Killeen don't like people from Temple, and the whole thing. And Coach McQueen and the tradition he established there, and then all the coaches that come through Killeen. And so a lot of people think that inter-school and inside Killeen-Ellison were rivalries, and they are. It's a big game, but there was nothing like the Killeen-Temple games, nothing like it. I tell our kids all the time, and some of our new families, that they don't understand how packed Leo Buckley used to be. They used to bring in, stands at the end in the end zone, 20-foot high bleachers, and it would be solid pack-to-pack end zone, and then outside, people standing shoulder to shoulder on the chain link fence so they can see. That's how big of a game that was, and how important it was to both communities. And so, I think that tradition continues on. Obviously we've got 5 schools now, but they've still got a great history, great tradition. They play great football. Coach Stu's doing a great job over there. And so anytime you play the Temple Wildcats, you better be ready.
Yeah, and the Harker Heights Knights is starting that rivalry up, so they're going to get that going. They played them a couple years ago, so
it's always close. They do a good job, and now Temple gets to play 2 more Killeen schools with Killeen High and Shoemaker coming in, and us.
So you watched the film and watched that huddle?
Yeah, I have not seen Temple this year. I'm focused on Midway and seeing what we can do to be 1-0, and so they're one team I've not seen on tape, but maybe slip over there Thursday night as they play Shoemaker this week.
So tonight, of course, kicking off district play against Midway, 1-9 last year or something like that, and they've turned around big time.
Yeah, last year, Dan, recapping back after we played them in the second district ball game, they went on a 5-game win streak and ended up getting in the playoffs and being, co-district champs with us. And so, amazing turnaround, and then end up losing in the playoffs with, by a point, 19-20 to Waxahachie. And so, obviously, a coaching change. Coach Gillespie's come in there. Done an amazing job. I think statistically they're the best defense in the district. Pride themselves. He's going to get them playing hard, get them playing tough. Offensively, really effective and efficient. Great running back, getting good quarterback play, great O-line play. So they've got all the elements to win games and to be successful. And so it's going to be a huge test for us starting right off with district play.
Correcting myself, that was 2 years ago they were 1-9. I'm sorry about that.
As you watch too much football, Dan, you've seen it all the seasons run together.
5 teams and all this stuff. I tell you what, it's getting crazy. But you've got to stop the Wildcats. They're going to bring a crowd. You know that.
Yeah. It'll be
Midway. You're gonna.
Yeah. It'll be a big crowd, big game across the board. Anytime you're starting district play, it's going to be huge.
Yep. So Midway is going to bring a crowd. You know that. They travel well, very well, and this is a big game for both of y'all starting off district play. So
one horse town. They've got great support, and what better way to start off district play than a packed stadium? And so hopefully they all come out, and we've got military appreciation night, and so we'll have honorary captains and soldiers from Fort Cavazos come out, and then of course. I've got a lot of our teachers and coaches that have served and now retired, and a lot of retired personnel that live in Harker Heights.
So Midway is on the agenda. That's all you're talking about.
That's
all
it.
You're thinking about.
And it really could be anybody, Dan. We want to start off on the
faceless opponent.
So nameless, faceless opponent. But regardless, this game doesn't make or break our season. Just like non-district doesn't. We want to be 1-0 and play really well, but doesn't make or break anything or stop us from any of our goals. And so our goal is just to play really well, play Harker Heights football, make sure Harker Heights doesn't beat Harker Heights. And if we can do that, we'll be in great shape tonight.
I appreciate you taking a trip back down memory lane with me earlier.
Oh, yeah,
in the show.
I enjoy it. Those are some good times to talk about. Got asked questions all this week about that, and a lot of those memories and those times have served, to help not only our coaches here, our teams, but our kids in those experiences. So That's always great to reminisce. You become a better player, and the teams get better as the years go on. So I love talking about it.
Yeah, and you're making memories here. I tell you what, buddy.
Well, I appreciate it.
And I tell you, these fans, your fan base is getting rabid.
Yeah. We've got great support here, and they love all our Knights, and want to see them do well. And so we appreciate them and appreciate them coming out, because, like I tell our kids, we can feel them, hear them, and see them there, and their energy helps us on the sideline, helps us out on the field.
All right, go out there and get another one for the Harker Heights Knights.
I appreciate it. Go Knights, rep the shield.
You're watching I-14 Sports Network.